Cecil County in the world, it's February 13th, and I'm Rob Churnside. And now, these new items for Cecil TV. A capacity crowd from the Cherry Hill area came to hear a presentation by attorneys who have filed a class action lawsuit on behalf of plaintiffs against W.L. Gore. The suit alleges that Gore's Cherry Hill plant has over time emitted cancer-causing PFAS chemicals, resulting in air and ground water contamination. The town hall event, which was closed to the press, was an effort to inform and recruit potential clients who may have suffered damages as a result of the contamination.
I'm here with Valerie. She's a local resident. Why did you come here tonight?
I was concerned about the PFOAs in the water and the air.
And after hearing the presentation, what thoughts do you now have?
I'm concerned.
I believe you mentioned that you're a parent to some Cherry Hill alumni.
Yeah.
Do you have any increased concerns as you sent children to school here?
I do, yeah, with the water supply, sure. And the air, too. I mean, they went here for years.
What do you think your next steps are as a local resident here?
Probably to join the class action suit and answer the questionnaires and see what else we can do.
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Philip Rupard. I live right over on Elk Mills Road. I'm actually from this area. I grew up here. I played football for the middle school actually here. And tonight, you know, they just gave us more information on, you know, the harmful side effects of PFAS and, you know, the forever chemicals and how they cause cancer and are they're harmful to our body. But it'll be interesting, you know, see how the case goes. It's probably going to take a long time, but we'll see.
PFAS chemicals have been linked to several health problems. The EPA has recently lowered advised levels of PFAS chemicals to near zero concentrations. County Executive Danielle Hornberger is invited to the public to comment on the county's 2024 budget before the formal budgeting process that begins on February 16th at 6 p.m. in the Elk Room of the Administration Building. All Cecil County residents are welcome to attend. Registration to make public comments will begin outside the Elk Room at 5:30 p.m. and will close at approximately 5:55 p.m. More information can be found at ccgov.org. The State Fire Marshal is investigating a fire that destroyed a barn used for hay storage housed at a workshop at the Kilby Farm in Calora. Fire companies from Cecil, Hartford, Oxford, and Lancaster counties responded to the two-alarm blaze. The fire leveled the structure and caused the release of a number of cows, some of which wandered into neighboring yards. Damages are estimated at $750,000. No injuries or loss of livestock were reported. And now, on a lighter note, let's welcome Cecil TV's own Hannah Rodenbaugh to the show with some fun items. What's going on?
Yeah, all kinds of things. Did you know that it's World Radio Day?
I got a face for radio.
Well,
now, what does that give us?
February 13th is World Radio Day, so tune up that old radio, enjoy some tunes, some news, maybe even bust out the old ham radio. However you feel like celebrating World Radio Day.
Yeah, it's something else too, I believe.
It's also Galentine's Day for some folks. Get together with your gal pals, have a nice supper, you know, celebrate friendship.
Yeah,
those
Galentine.
of us, Galentine's, yeah, for those of us that don't have a Valentine tomorrow, head out with the gals. And in addition to Valentine's Day, tomorrow's also National Organ Donor Day. So while you're celebrating the warm and fuzzies in your heart, maybe you consider becoming an organ donor.
You just tell motor vehicle, right?
Yeah,
Put on your license.
When you renew or get your driver's license, just let them know you want to mark it as being an organ donor, and keep
That's awesome.
Helping out the community.
Sweethearts on Main in Northeast. What's that all about?
Yeah, so if you need something to do for Valentine's Day, this event actually goes until the end of the month. But Sweethearts on Main, it's in Northeast. It's being sponsored by the Northeast Chamber of Commerce, so you can check out their Facebook page if you need to know a little bit more about it. But different shops and businesses are participating. You get a stamp card, And once you fill out your stamp card, you can drop it by the town hall for a prize.
Nice. I'll tell you, February, for being a short month, has a lot going on. Black History Month and even February month, right? What's that all about?
Yeah, so I guess those Maryland breweries needed a little bit of a boost after dry January. So February, get out there and support those Maryland craft breweries and the Cecil County ones too. There's plenty to choose from.
And something we won't see in the Chesapeake Bay. Didn't you say it was?
Yeah, it's also Humpback Whale Awareness Month.
Wow. So if you see one in the Chesapeake, make sure you're aware of it.
Yeah. Take
Well,
a
I'll
picture.
tell you what, Hannah, that sounds like a lot of stuff going on. There's a Sip and Stroll in Chesapeake City.
And the Jim Pierce Sportsman and Decoy Show is going to happen this Saturday as well at Minker Hall in Perryville. So you can stop by that in the morning, see some cool decoys, and then in the afternoon and evening, head on down to Chesapeake City, get your relaxation on with some sipping and strolling.
Don't sip too much or stroll too far, because St. Mary Ann's Coffee House, and we have a guest tonight who will be appearing at the St. Mary Ann's Coffee House this Saturday.
Yeah, our dear friend Joel Alarcon is going to speak a little bit about his music and play something for us.
Sounds great. Shall we get on with it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello again to Cecil County and the world. Rob Churnside here for Cecil TV. It is February the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day. That's why I got my red on. And 1 week before President's Day. That's why I got my flag. We're going to talk first with a special guest to tell us about a hidden treasure, kind of a hidden treasure in the Port Deposit area. Welcome to Erica Burge. Welcome to Cecil TV.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here tonight.
Tell us about your organization that I just found out about.
So we are Community Connecting Us. It's an asset-based community development program down in Port Deposit. It's a nonprofit, and so an asset-based community development, like what our philosophy is that we are providing a space for our neighbors and for organizations that already exist within the community to have a place to come and share their talents, passions with our neighbors in Port Deposit.
That's great. And if one of your neighbors in Port Deposit, just to clarify this, had a talent or something they wanted to share, who would they contact, you, and how would they do that?
Yes, they could contact us. They can reach out through our website, through social media, and we have many neighbors that are already doing this. We have a knitting group, we have yoga classes that are all taught by our neighbors, we have bluegrass jam sessions, we have organizations that come, the Judy Center, we're partners with them, we're partners with the health department that offer health classes. Cecil County Public Library has their book collection within our walls, as well as coming and doing programming for youth in our town. So
nice. And there's a special niche that you brought all these books, a special niche that these books are associated with. Tell us about that.
Yes, well, I do love reading, hence our relationship with the library. I'm a library fangirl for sure. We have a couple different programs at the community center that are based on bibliotherapy, and this is the belief that through reading we can understand other people's worlds and our own world in a greater way. We currently have a partnership with Bodhi Counseling. Jesse Fairchild does a book club therapy with us where we go through self-help books, and this new program is going to be an extension of that because we see the value in that. So the program's called the Indigenous Wisdom Program, and we are focusing on mental health through three different areas. Through bibliotherapy, the stack of books right here, also through presentations by local facilitators who have are either Native Americans themselves or have Native American connections, and then the last part of that will be a field trip, a monthly field trip that we go on as adults. Yes, well, you know, I kind of feel like sometimes, you know, those field trips, they were wasted on our youth, weren't they? Like we went to like these watermill parks, and did we ever care about that? But no, as an adult, I totally care how a watermill works. Yeah. So we're going to revisit that, and thankfully, we received one of the mini grants through the health department, mental health initiative, and so they are helping to fund this program so that we can offer it to our neighbors.
And just, you read the books. You could participate maybe in the bibliotherapy, which obviously, I get it, means books, right? And people read and they discuss the books that they've read, come together at your center.
Yes. So, you know, I feel like all three parts would really be where you would gain the most benefits from it. But I also understand, like, life is busy, and so this is totally, like, you can kind of pick and choose your, you know, what path you want to follow, and maybe it's 1 month you can do the book and the next month you can't, but you can do the presentation or the the drumming circle or the field trip, whatever it might be. But yes, these books are all by Indigenous authors because we want to give voice to their perspective so that, again, we grow in understanding. And it's such a unique perspective compared to how we, you know, typically kind of process through things. Braiding Sweetgrass was an amazing book that I read, and partnered with these relationships that I was developing with who are now our facilitators, I realized that there was so much, like how much it was helping me mentally and emotionally, and I wanted that for my neighbors as well. So that's why I was like, we're going to really kind of tap into this whole idea of reciprocity, of that there is something that we are receiving, and in return, what do we give back in that? And this IWP, the Indigenous Wisdom Program, is kind of what I feel like is my response to that.
Well, I'll tell you what, Erica, we certainly need a lot more reciprocity in today's world.
Yes.
You go to field trip, powwows, sweat lodges,
yes,
nature walks where you look at plants that people can eat.
Yes, Al Milner is one of our facilitators. He's a native plant expert, and he can tell you all of the just amazing things. Did you know you can eat the whole entire cattail from the tip to the roots? I did not.
I just thought you lit them to keep mosquitoes away.
Yeah, no. Al, he says that is the supermarket of the swamp, and he can tell you all of that stuff. So we're looking forward to you know, experiences like that we connect with nature again, and you know, there's definitely benefit within that for our mental and our physical health.
Yes. So a person like me or any community members, especially in the 21904 area, all they'd have to do is go into your website, and there would be a calendar of things happening, ways to sign up.
Yes, and social media, we you know, update every week with what we have going for the week, and yeah, so it's really exciting. And our next field trip will be to the Carlisle Residential Indian School up in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We're going to be talking about remembrance, reconciliation, and lament with that topic. And we are connecting with a historical society up there that will be doing an in-depth presentation with us and a tour of the barracks up there. So if anybody is interested in signing up for that, there is paperwork because we will be going on to an active military installation.
You know off the top of your head when that
March
is?
4th.
March 4th. Yeah, I used to go with the scouts up there, and all the hiking clubs would come together, and we'd cook for them and bus tables at Carlisle. Camp Michelle was an old German prisoner of war camp.
Yeah, and it was an Indian residential school, the first part of the 1900s.
Oh, so that's where it is?
Yes, it's on the actual barracks. It's now the Army War College up there. And, you know, there's a lot of trauma that is around that, and so there's much that by learning those stories and what they have gone through and how they are healing from that, there's much that we can learn from our own trauma that we carry as we move towards healing and reconciliation within our communities. And so I really feel like it'll also help to promote social justice within our communities, which is something else that I think is really needed today.
And fun too.
Yes.
Pirate Takeover Weekend, third weekend in September.
Third weekend in September, yes. It will be back by popular demand, and we are excited for the Pirates to once again take over the banks of Port Deposit.
Well, thank you, Erica, from Community Connecting Us. Get connected, folks.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
And now, again, the 13th of February, the day before Valentine's Day. Let us introduce our musical guest and welcome Joel Alarcon.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on Cecil TV. You're performing at the North Elk Coffee House this coming Saturday, is that correct?
That is correct. right at 7:30 at the St. Marianne's Episcopal Church.
Oh, St. Marianne's on Main Street in Northeast, and it's a good cause, right?
It is. All the proceeds, go to help homeless for the meeting grounds.
Meeting ground, sure.
And the Elk Coffee House. So and then we perform music for anybody who was interested in coming to hear different type of artists.
As you were saying earlier, it's music from unheard sounds, isn't it?
Right. So the theme for this particular concert is unheard sounds, and the way it became to be is so. I represent the Alarcon Music Studios, and we have groups that we provide music for any types of events, weddings, governmental, gatherings, or any sort of social, event that you can have. So this particular Saturday, on Saturday, we're going to have two other colleagues play with me. One is Fabio Dantas Costa, which is he is from Brazil, and Cesar Colmenares, he's from Colombia.
So there'll be three of you at St. Marianne's.
Three of us, yes, and I will be playing the violin.
And you're all in Alarcon Music Studio.
Yes. So as a group, then we're just going to, Valentine's week, we're going to perform a lot of instrumental music, a lot of music that you haven't heard. As a group, for example, we'll play chorinhos, which is music from Brazil,
right.
Close to the samba. It's actually what comes after it, samba. It was before. And then we're going to play some tango music, and also we're going to play some jazz and any, music that is, interesting for anybody who wants to come.
That's awesome. This Saturday, doors open at 7, $15 at the door, and it starts at 7:30. Now, you and I share an alma mater. You went to University of Delaware, and so did I.
I did, yes, definitely, and let's go. So, I got my second master's degree there at UD. Before that, I went to University of North Dakota. I've been bouncing everywhere in the United States, if you actually start to hear this story. Before that, I went to University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg, where I began my career as a musician, after leaving Honduras after high school. So right. I got to United States, I went to college. I started to make contacts, play with a lot of famous, and musicians, a lot of famous teachers, and so I made my home Maryland, Port Deposit, Cecil County.
21904. There's always more.
There we go. So yes.
What are you going to play for us tonight?
So for tonight, I'm going to perform a piece by Elgar, which is it's very romantic, as a violin and piano accompaniment. We'll also perform a tango music by Sopizola, Adios Tonino. Something I forgot to mention.
You're going to do tango by yourself? I two to tango.
Yeah, it takes two to tango, so it's going to be the violin and I.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Also, I forgot to mention that I'm the music director for the St. Marianne's Episcopal Church, and that's how we started to sure. Get they start to get to know me. We have the studio, which is growing now, and so we do outreach with that as well. So as a part of the music environment that we do there. We play every Sunday, and then I met a lot of the people that invited me to come on Saturday. So it's like a cycle,
Yes, excellent. Well, did we miss anything, Joel?
I don't think so. I think we went through everything. I think
our viewers are ready for a little music.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much. My name is Joel Alarcon, and I will perform Salud de Amor by Edward Elgar, which was a present for his wife. Enjoy some Valentine's.